Hi, welcome to MRU E-Learning powered by Malla Reddy University. Salesforce has been around for the past 2 decades or more. But however, from the past few years, it has garnered more importance amongst individuals, among students, among institutions. But what exactly is Salesforce? Hi, I am Flora and Matthew, Assistant Professor from the Department of Data Science, here to give a brief introduction about Salesforce. Why exactly Salesforce? How exactly Salesforce? And what is the necessary steps for you to learn and understand Salesforce? So with the help of Salesforce, where CRM meets cloud and career begins. So the agenda for today's topics are, what is Salesforce? Why we need to learn Salesforce, or what is the importance of Salesforce, and how you can start as students or as beginners, how you can start your Salesforce journey by learning few of the concepts of Salesforce. So first we understand what is Salesforce. Salesforce is said to be the world's #1 cloud-based CRM. And it's said to be giving you an all-in-one solution for all the customers, for the managers, for giving multiple services, for campaigns and operations. And it is also helpful for you to customize any particular information. Now, the first thing I told you all about is that Salesforce is a cloud-based CRM. Now, these are the 2 words that you have to remember. The first one was cloud. The second one is CRM. So what exactly is cloud? What exactly is cloud or cloud computing? Cloud computing is nothing but storing and accessing your data and programs over the internet. In short, for example, let's take one example. For example, all of us are using smartphones, and we all take photos in your smartphones. Now, when you're taking photos in your smartphones, what is going to happen? For example, let's assume that you might lose your phone, or or the storage has become more. What you can do, you have facilities right now to store anything in the cloud. If you're using an iOS device, you can just store it in your iCloud. If you're using a Android device, you can store it in a Google Cloud. What exactly is happening? We are paying for the services, for the cloud services, where you can store multiple data. And that data can be accessed anytime, anywhere. That exactly is cloud. So cloud computing, some of the other examples which we use in a day-to-day life is your Google Drive, where you can store multiple information. For example, I want to send an Excel sheet to somebody and I want it to be accessed. Instead of using a pen drive, I'll be able to send it through a drive. Or if it's a PPT presentation, I can send it. If it's a larger file, I can definitely send it to a drive, and it can be accessed by anyone, anywhere, if the security access is being given. Second thing, Netflix. Everybody or most of us will be using Netflix to watch your videos. So Netflix is a cloud-based application. Why cloud-based application? Because the videos which are being generated, the video which is being shown to us is all stored in the cloud. As a customer, we do not require any hard drive to store those videos separately. Similarly, Gmail, the mails which we receive, which we send, is all completely stored in your in the cloud access. That means what exactly stored? It's nothing but accessing it towards the data over the internet. So the only minimum requirement is that you require a stable internet connection. So what are the key benefits of cloud computing? The first thing is you can access it from anywhere. That's the first example which I took. For example, the phone which you have, where you're taking multiple photographs. Assume that all of a sudden you have removed the photos completely. You have deleted the photos, but you have already backed up into the cloud. You can access it anytime, anywhere, whenever required. No software installation. You do not require any particular software to access any of these details, because everything is being stored into the particular server in the cloud or a database in the cloud, where you're paying for it probably, or where you're giving an access, we are allocating one particular space. It helps you to save costs. For example, let's say that you're interested in playing some games. There's a software which requires for playing a games. And all of a sudden, the particular system, whichever you are using, might not be having the configuration to play that particular game. instead of buying a new system altogether, or instead of paying completely for extra space, you can save that into the cloud and you can access it anytime, anywhere. This, which is helping you to save the cost as well as the space in your system. You can get automatic updates and scalable solutions. Automatic updates, if there is any new updates which is being given by the particular cloud, you will be able to get that particular updates. And scalable solution, you want to increase this, you want to increase the size, or you want to increase the speed, or you want to add additional features, your cloud is there to help you out. Now, the second word, which when I was telling about Salesforce, that Salesforce is number one cloud-based CRM. Now, what exactly is CRM? CRM is nothing but customer relationship management. What exactly is your CRM doing? As the word itself says, managing the customer relationship. For example, assume that you'll want to start a food business, because everybody wants to start a business right now. Assume that you'll want to start a food business. Now, a business could be a large-scale business, it could be a small-scale business, it could be a partnered business, it could be a solo business. Now, the main intention of any particular business is nothing but your customer. The customer retention, the customer should always stay back, and if your business has to flourish, you ensure that your customer is retained and happy for the particular business to gain popularity. Now, how exactly will you manage a particular business? With the help of a CRM tool. Now, what exactly is CRM tool? Like I told you all, it is nothing but to manage the basic interactions between the customers. For example, if you're starting that particular food business, I will ensure, or the particular person, whoever is starting the food business, should ensure that the customer who is regular is always coming up. What can you do? Example, Zomato. If you order food from Zomato continuously for a week, you will get a reminder the next day saying that it is time for you, or with a push notification. What happened here? There is a track of information given by that particular CRM tool towards CRM tool, which is helping you to identify that particular customer could order at this particular point of time. So let's say 7 o'clock. Similarly, if I have a business, I should ensure my customer is retaining as much as possible. How do I expect? I ensure that the customer is, I will ensure what are the likes of the particular customer, what are the dislikes of the particular customer, at what point of time the particular customer is available at the particular business location, or the customer, I might give extra loyalty points if necessary to the particular customer. So there are multiple things. All this can be done with the help of a tool which is known as a customer relation manager tool. Okay. So, what are the key components and functions of a CRM or a customer relation management tools? The first thing is, it is helping you to identify the customer data, that is managing your customer data like the contact information, birthdays or anniversaries. For example, if you go to any particular food joints, or if you shop for any particular clothes, you will understand that they ask you your birthday or other information, so that they send you some business messages on those particular days. And what is the reason for that? They're ensuring that at any one particular point of time that we as customers are remembered, which is one of the greatest points of a CRM. Also, sales automation, to identify what sales, what is the number of sales. Are the people who are regular, are they coming up again and again? Is there any issues? They're trying to provide more marketing information. They're giving customer support. They give all the CRM tries to take the report of the number of people. As a customer, are they referring to any more friends? All these are the main components of your CRM. And apart from that, you have advanced features, that is nothing but to integrate and mobile access, customer segmentation, lead opportunity and management, where as a business holder, I'm trying to analyze if the particular customer who is always there for the first day, if he will be staying for a long time, which is nothing but just the most important part of a customer relation manager. So CRM main components, data management, it is helping you to analyze the data, that is the customer information. It is helping you to analyze the performance as to how much did I do in that particular first month or the second month or overall year. It is helping me to track my sales information. It is giving me more information to campaign my information, and it's giving me, if any issues, it's helping me to support for the particular customer support. Now, when both cloud and CRM work together, what exactly is going to happen? Cloud is nothing but when you're trying to save that particular information into a virtual machine where you can access it at any particular point of time, anywhere, with the help of an internet. CRM, what are we doing with the CRM? We are trying to manage the customer relation so that we'll be able to ensure that whatever business I am in, I will have a proper retention of the particular customers, and I will get more customers so that my particular business will be more successful and it gives me more value. So when both of these come together, it is when they are collaborating together, you are going to get a modern system. You're going to get modern system where you can access everything on the internet. You're going to get a real-time collaboration where you get proper sales, where you get proper customer support, where you're getting proper marketing and campaigning access, as well as you're able to get proper business agility. That is, you're going to get a scalable project. You're going to get a more agile product. What exactly is it? That is the smartest and the fastest way to ensure that your business is as successful as possible. With the help of your cloud-based CRM, what exactly is going to happen? I will be able to collaborate with multiple teams at any point of time, anywhere, on any particular day. Now, what are the different CRMs available? You have multiple CRMs. When you talk about sales, it's not only about Salesforce. You have CRMs like Microsoft Dynamics. You have HubSpot CRM, Zoho CRM, Oracle CRM, and SAP CRM, which all is focusing on your customer relation management. But how exactly is your Salesforce very important? Or why exactly Salesforce is said to be the number one CRM of all these things? Because if you actually see, all the different CRM apps are also cloud-based CRMs. But how exactly Salesforce has turned out to be the number one CRM from the past few years? Because it's mainly because of the ecosystem. The Salesforce ecosystem consists of multiple applications. When I say multiple applications, the main thing comes into mind is if I want to use Salesforce, it is not only for sales particular. I'm able to ensure that my particular customer is as valued as possible. How exactly I'm doing? I have multiple applications inside my Salesforce which can be integrated with any other external or third-party applications. Now, for example, I have a sales cloud. That sales cloud, the sales cloud, it is helping me to track all the important leads or accounts. When I'm talking about leads and accounts, it's nothing but a proper customer who is ready to become a full-time client. So if a sales cloud is helping me to ensure that all the opportunities, all the accounts are all as best as possible. Next, I have a service cloud where all issues, or if I have to check if my particular opportunities or if my particular accounts has any issues, if I have any quotations to be formed, if I have any cases, for example, if I have to supply some information, supply some items. All those will be taken care by the service clouds. Then I have the Salesforce ecosystem helps you with a app exchange. App exchange is nothing but like your Play Store, where you have multiple applications which is available, where you have pre-built applications. And then you have a marketing cloud where all the important marketings or campaigns or the social media management, everything is done in the marketing cloud. And then you have a commerce cloud where if you have any applications, how to sell that particular product, how to access the e-commerce, everything is done with the Salesforce ecosystem. Additionally, with the Salesforce ecosystem, the second point is integration is another part of Salesforce ecosystem. When I'm talking about integration, unlike the other CRM, unlike the other CRM, Salesforce integration services, what it does is it helps you to integrate with many other tools. For example, I want to build a UI. Let's say I want to build a UI in the present technology, let's say React.js. Salesforce will help me to integrate with React.js or VS Code, where it is helping me to create UIs, or it will help me to integrate with Power BI or Tableau, where I can create dashboards. Now, when I'm talking about Salesforce, you have many roles in Salesforce. When you're learning Salesforce, the ultimate goal of learning Salesforce is ensuring that you get a job somewhere in your Salesforce offices. So what are the various roles which can be accompanied? So one of the major roles is, or the first ever role, if ever you want to join into Salesforce, the first ever role is known as the admin role. Now, admin role is the minimum. That is, if you know the admin point of view, that means the Salesforce, the rest of the roles in Salesforce, it is going to be much more easier. So admin is a basic, which is, the admin is a person who is able to manage the entire CRM, the Salesforce CRM completely. So as an admin, they'll be able to operate, they'll be able to make all the performance. They're going to ensure that whatever information is there, they're going to visualize a particular information. And the main advantage of an admin role is you do not require to know about coding. That is the main role of an admin. Now, so the key responsibilities of admin are user management and training. That is, understanding what the users are, who the users are, who the prospective clients are, and make sure according to their information, try to give the permissions, try to give the access and all those things. Reports and dashboards are nothing but trying to, whatever information, for example, if I have an annual report, how to take the annual report and display it into a visualization part of view. Workflow automation is nothing but how exactly one particular account or one particular client is dealing with, giving the quotation, is accepting that particular quotation, turning that quotation into a service, and finally making the payments. That is workflow automation. And security and data management. That is giving access to, if I have a company which is taking care of my Salesforce account, giving access only to the related people, making sure that the database is as intact as possible, and implementing whatever backup required or recovery required in case of any loss. That is what the key responsibilities of an admin are. Now, the next role or the next level role or one of the main important roles is nothing but the Salesforce developer. Now, as a Salesforce developer, unlike admin, if you're going for a Salesforce developer point of view, you have to learn something known as Apex programming language. This Apex programming language is similar to your Java programming language. So, the people who are interested in coding can go for Salesforce developer role. The main criteria of a Salesforce developer role is to build custom-made applications. Any custom-made applications depending on the requirement of your particular client. If the client is telling, let's say, assume that the client wants, if I have a client who is having a car dealership, according to the client's requirement, the Salesforce developer can build their custom applications as per the requirements, as per the user requirements. That is the first thing. And they need to do it on Apex programming, which is nothing but a server-side programming. And they have to be Lightning specialists. So Lightning specialist is nothing but the application in which a particular Salesforce developer works on. Now, the key responsibility of your Salesforce developer, the first thing is that he or she, as a Salesforce developer, should work on something known as Apex development. It's just like it's a programming language built on, it's on Java programming language, and you can build custom UI developments where you can create custom made web pages, landing pages according to the user requirement. You can integrate with multiple REST and SOAP APIs. REST and SOAP APIs, for example, if I want, once I have created my particular application, I have to integrate with API. So I have MuleSoft, which is also part of my particular, which is also part of the Salesforce company, where you can integrate with REST and SOAP APIs, or you can separately integrate with any other applications like React.js, AngularJS, which is going to help you to build an overall system. And then finally, testing and deployment can be done where you can test the classes, you can debug the applications, you can understand the different codes and then deploy it completely into your particular environment. Now, how exactly do you start your Salesforce journey? To start a Salesforce journey, what happens is Salesforce itself has implemented something known as a trailhead. Now, what does this trailhead do? Trailhead helps as if you are a beginner or if you already understood and you want to practice something. Trailhead is a particular application, it's a web application where they are giving you some important concepts where you can learn and prepare and work on the development side of any particular Salesforce account. For example, this is if you want to access your particular Salesforce application, you can go to login.salesforce.com and log in with a username and password. Once you log in with a username and password, you will get into a landing page. This landing page is known as your development page. Okay, or in other words, you can call it as your playground. In other words, you can call it as a playground. This playground consists of multiple information. This is a landing page. So for example, this particular area is known as your app launcher. This app launcher consists of multiple apps, for example, like sales, content, Salesforce chatter, service. These apps all together are something which is required for your particular business to succeed. So if I have a sales app, I can access my sales app. Each application consists of something known as your objects. These objects are these objects are nothing but like tables where you have multiple records and fields. So all the information that you want, how you want to practice, you'll be able to make it with the help of your playground. This playground is something which is helping you to give a real-time scenario. So normally, whenever a Salesforce application is done, whenever a Salesforce environment is actually executed in something known as a production org. Now, in the production org, what happens is, if I make any changes, for example, I have a sales deal and I want to make the changes, and if I want to make further changes, I will not be able to restore it, or it might affect completely to the user requirement. In order for that, we have something known as a sandbox. Sandbox is nothing but a replicate environment of your production org, which is helping you to work on it. And later from the sandbox, what you can do is you can deploy it directly into your production org, which is known as a deployment. So this particular area, whatever it is, this is known as your developers org, where you can work on the real-time scenario where they have given some examples based on the real-time scenarios. Now, the second way is something known as a trailhead. The trailhead is nothing but where you can log in and you can access your trailhead points. For example, let's assume that I want to learn something on Salesforce admin. All I can do is I can type Salesforce admin here and I will get multiple information on Salesforce. I can just click on one of the modules. Once I click on the modules, for example, I want to learn about the Salesforce admin role. I can click on the particular module and all the information on that module along with some videos, pictures or some examples will be appearing. You can read this, and the additional point is, once I finish my information, once I finish learning, every module is having its points where I can create my own points. So if you start a trailhead journey, this is how you can start and you can gain as many number of points. Now, I will show you how to access your Salesforce development org. To access the Salesforce development org, you will have to go to something known as login.salesforce.com. In login.salesforce.com, you will get login.salesforce.com. You will get a page where you can enter your username and password. And once you enter username and password, you will get into the landing page. This is the landing page. In this landing page, if you see, you can see something known as opportunities, leads, tasks, files, accounts, contacts, campaigns, dashboards. These are known as objects. Okay, and here towards this side, you can see something known as an app launcher. Now, what exactly is this app launcher? These app launchers are nothing but multiple apps. For example, if you go to view all, these are the multiple apps which is appearing in your particular developer org, where you can add the information, you can delete the information, make any changes, create dashboards, create reports, create any analytics point of view, anything you'll be able to create in the app launcher. For example, let's say I want to take the sales app. If I'm trying to take the sales app, in my sales app, this is my sales app, this is the landing page of the sales app. Your landing page can be customized as per the requirement, or it can be customized as per what is required in this particular area. Now, in the landing page, this landing page belongs to the sales. When I'm talking about sales, that means what? If I have a particular business, what exactly are the sales criteria? That is, what are the campaigns I did? What are the different accounts in my sales area? If I have a quotation, have I dealt with that particular quotation? If I've got a sales, have I successfully completed that sales event? If I have not completed, what was the reason for that? All these can be done in this particular landing area. Now, if you actually see, these are known as your the tab space, the tab bar. You have multiple tabs. This like opportunities, leads, tasks, files, accounts, contacts. These are known as your objects. Now, what exactly are objects? Objects are nothing but consider it as a table. Objects are multiple tables. For example, opportunity is one particular table. Lead is a second table. Account is a third table. Now, when I'm talking about tables, if you take a table, the table consists of multiple rows and columns. Now, for example, if I go to my account, consider it as a table. In my table, inside that, I will have multiple records or rows. These rows are nothing but the records. For example, if you actually see in my development or pre-built or inbuilt accounts are already there. These accounts are nothing but your records. Inside each record, you have something known as your fields. That is, if I see the details for this particular information, can you see there's account name, account number, the phone number or the website or the number of employees available or the potential value. These are known as the fields. So the objects are nothing but it's like a table which consists of records and fields. Your records are nothing but individual account holders or individual clients which you're using, and each record is having its own values, that is different fields, and each field consists of multiple information. That is what this is your sales. So this is where it works. Now, every particular information in your Salesforce starts with something known as your object, which is known as your lead. What exactly is a lead? For example, I am a prospective client. I have inquired. Let's say I wanted to buy a car. I've inquired already about a car in a particular car dealership, and the particular car dealership is using a CRM. Now, as a dealership, what they ensure, they wanted to see that the particular number of cars or the spare parts in the particular dealership is being sold. That is their main criteria. So when I have inquired about something, they have found a lead that there is a prospective customer who could buy something which is available from their point of view, from in their particular organization. So lead is nothing but a prospective customer. That lead could later on turn out to be with the help of multiple information, with the help of multiple campaigns, it could turn out to be an actual client to that particular organization. Once a client is done, you can have multiple opportunities where they are making deals, either a successful deal or deals where they are trying to sell something, they are trying to buy something. That is where you get into opportunities, and they'll be able to create multiple accounts. So this is how your Salesforce CRM actually works. That is, you try to, if I have a particular organization, my organization first tries to market that particular organization. I'll find a proper lead, that is a prospective customer. That customer, I will try to make it into a contact, that is into an account. From that account, I'll try to fill in their details, and then I will see opportunities where I can ensure the client stays with me for the rest of my business years. This is what a Salesforce CRM is actually doing. So with the help of this particular platform, with the help of this particular playground, you will be able to do a real-time scenario as to what exactly the Salesforce admins are actually working on, or what exactly Salesforce job roles will be working on with these examples. Now, Trailhead, where exactly can you make sure that you want to learn these information? So like I told you already, Trailhead. Trailhead is the official page where they give you information like videos, notes, or they even give you question and answer sessions where you can practice multiple informations in their own playground. This is known as a Trailhead, where you can use trailhead.salesforce.com to log in with your Gmail account or any particular account, and then you can click on any of the information. For example, this is my landing page for my Trailhead, where I have multiple information. They'll recommend some information, or if I want to search for any particular, can you see a learn option here? In the learn option, you have multiple things like trails. If I want a particular trail, a trail is nothing but a particular topic. If I want a particular trail, I can click on trails. And if I want, for example, the first they have already given, if I want, let's say admin, I can just search for admin and it will give me all the information about the admin. So if you see, there are multiple points, 20,000, 2,300 points, 18,800 points. So depending on which particular information you want, you can access and execute all these, work on it. There's no such thing as a time limit. Even though it says 15 hours, 45 minutes, you can take your own time, learn about this, and start executing, start learning, and make sure that you'll be able to understand what Salesforce CRM is much more better. It is not just limited to the admin roles. You'll be able to use the architect role. You'll be able to work on sales role. You'll be able to work on customer relations role. You'll be working on analytics role. There are multiple roles which you can access with the help of this Trailhead. So the first task, or the first ever way of ensuring that you learn your Salesforce is going to your Trailhead. With the help of Trailhead, you can access it at any time, anywhere. So this is your Salesforce. Salesforce, I would like to stop telling that Salesforce is nothing but a CRM, a cloud-based CRM, where in a line, if I tell you, it is nothing but where you can access any particular your customer relation data anytime, anywhere. And one of the number one used tools